True story.
All right, let's get it in 3, 2, 1. It's your boy So Drew. We in the building, and welcome to a bonus episode of the My 5 Cents Podcast, the best kept secret in podcasting. Let me go ahead and introduce the cast of characters to my. Oh, that way we got HLS.
Habitual line step in the building. What up, fellas?
What's going on? Into
You
my.
remembered his name this time.
True.
I know, right. It's about that way. We got the logical genius.
What's up, everyone? Get ready for some good old news.
Yes, and let's get into our bonus episode that we call our 5 cents about the last week. And what do we got coming in at number 5, fellas?
Guys, it's never too late to get in shape. So check this out. An 82-year-old retired mechanic from Spain didn't start running until he was 66, but now he's a world record holding ultra marathoner with a level of aerobic fitness scientists say rivals people in their 20s. But he also maintains a healthy body composition and trains consistently, all while following a Mediterranean diet, keeping a youthful mindset. His story suggests it's never too late to improve fitness, and endurance training can help counteract some effects of aging. Guys, you gotta go running with me or what?
Yeah, I guess they say it's never too late. It's so funny. We were just having this conversation yesterday in our chat there. You know, cats are trying to keep up with the youngins, bench 300 pounds, but can't tie their shoes. And yeah, maybe we're at that stage that we need to move on to something else. Maybe it isn't about lifting anymore. Maybe it's all about that cardio.
Sure.
Listen, I don't know what y'all talking about starting to run. I was a runner, and I haven't ran like regularly in a long time, but that thing carries over. That endurance carries over. Like I think I can just get up and run 3 miles without, breaking a sweat. But I truly believe that people like are meant for certain things, right? I remember seeing an article or a news report on Michael Phelps, right? The swimmer, the Olympic swimmer, right? Which is timely because we're in the Olympics or Winter Olympics. But they were when this was at the peak of his career, right? When he was like in the middle of his medal runs or whatever. And they said that like he physically is built to be a swimmer, right? He had long arms, long shoulders, wide shoulders, and like a long torso and shorter legs for his body. And that made it. And then he had like I think something with his lungs or his heart, the way it operates, like it made him and he just happened to find a sport that maximize like his physical potential, right? So I'm more like with this guy, like it's not overnight that you don't just get up and start running ultra marathons. Like you have to be physically built for that. Like it's something genetically that you have to have for you to be able to do that. So it's crazy that he found this later in life. Like I wonder what his career or his life trajectory would have been if he found out like he had this in him in his 20s or something like that. He could have been someone who was a well-known runner like throughout. He's known now, but imagine him 60 years ago and he was 60 years younger.
You know what happened, P? You don't realize it, Logical. You know what happened? He retired. He went home. And he's like, I got to get out of here. My wife is killing me with this yap. I'm used to being out 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. I got to go do something. That's why I started running.
I wonder if he's married. I wonder what his marital status is. I have a theory that they're trying to kill us, guys. They really are.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, for people who don't know, I think ultra marathons are like 60 miles or something like that. It's like some ridiculous number. It's not like the 28 miles or whatever that regular marathon is.
Yeah.
So
I mean, more power to him.
You just get up and do that. So
yeah.
What do we got
before Forrest Gump coming in at number 4? Some New York City singles are turning Valentine's Day into something a bit more mischievous and charitable by embracing quirky revenge-themed fundraisers that let them poke fun at their exes while supporting good causes. At places like the Bronx Zoo, you can pay to name a Madagascar hissing cockroach after an ex, and other campaigns let people name rats or even enroll their old flame in a fictional rodent league, often with the proceeds benefiting wildlife and shelters. Gentlemen, I don't want to say don't name no names, but what ex would be getting the rodent?
Oh man, what rodent has like a very active sex life that's always having sex?
Oh,
I would
man.
name my ex after that rodent. I think, was it a rat? Has like a lot of offsprings or something? Or
Is
like
it a rat?
humping like
Is it
a
a bunny?
rabbit?
Is it a bunny rabbit? Is
It might
a
be a bunny
rat a
rabbit.
rodent? What is
I don't
it?
know. Yeah, rat is a rodent. That's what I would say. That's what one of my exes definitely gets that one.
I can't. I don't know. I can't say that I can name an ex, but isn't this bullying? Like what like isn't this a form of bullying? Like you're putting people on blast out there, but it's for a good cause, so it's okay to bully people. Like what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Come on. If this was any other thing and you had a wall of names and you're calling up people and there was no charity behind it, you would have a social media uproar about people bullying and not being sensitive and blah 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 blah. But it's okay because we're raising money for a good cause.
I think
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's a healthy way to cope.
I'm telling you, that PETA, it's above everything else. You can bully whoever you want, but as long as PETA and the animals are okay, it's okay. You can name your ex Lobsh or whoever it is that you want to put out there, and it's all good. Like what the heck? I don't know, fellas. What do we got coming in at number 3?
So at number 3, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. We always find these interesting articles, but scientists at the University of Maryland have developed a novel smart underwear fitted with electrochemical sensors that objectively track how often people pass gas. And early data shows can't even read this. Early data show humans fart far more than older estimates suggested. Excuse me, about 32 times a day on average. The smart sensor clips onto regular underwear and works around the clock, giving researchers a clearer picture of daily intestinal gas patterns and wide individual variation. Some people had as few as 4 events, others had up to 59 events. This technology will be used in a larger study called Human Flatus Atlas to define a more accurate normal range of flatus for different diets and microbiomes types. Oh, I'm saying that word wrong. Which researchers say could ultimately help better understand gut health and digestive conditions. Fellas, are you signing up for this clip? Do you want to be one of the research subjects?
No, my ex would be. This is what I'm talking about. See, we need to study the females in passing gas because they try to hold on to it and be all freaking cute about it, but really ultimately they're just full of shit. I stand on that. No Pepto.
The thing that scientists study, like I wonder who's funding this. And like that pitch meeting to go to like the funding team to say, hey, listen, you know what? We could really get a good analysis of gut health by monitoring farts. Like whoever could sell that and to get funding for it, like I need you on my team. You need to help us pitch this show to investors. That's what I need.
It's funny in the sense that like I fart. I have my moments where I'm farting a lot. I'm not afraid to admit that. But 59 times in one day. Like I don't know in my best moments where if I can fart that many times, even if I try to. That's crazy. But yeah, it's just I agree. Like who said, yeah, you know what? I want to start monitoring people's farting habits and like tracking data on that. Like I get that it's for gut health and digestive like research, but like who is funding this? Is it the antacid, like is it the Pepto Bismols and Tums people, right? And see whether or not like they can do things to make people fart some more to take their vitamins or whatever. But this is an interesting research. It doesn't make sense to me, but hey, if it helps people, it helps people.
True.
All right. And speaking of a helping hand, the Olympics have started, and we've already started with a controversy. Some are calling it Crotchgate. And this was sparked by reports claiming that some of the men's ski jumpers might be artificially enlarging their crotch to get larger skin suit measurements and thus more aerodynamics as they lift up in competition. The World Anti-Doping Agency officials have said they'll watch for any evidence and investigate if there's doping-related wrongdoing, though they admit there's no proof it's actually happening. Fellas, what do you think this investigation entails? How are they going to investigate the crotch?
I think they're just haters. They probably saw a Mandingo skier and was like, "Yo, what the heck?" But maybe they gotta adopt what boxers are doing, right? Boxers do a testing before and after the fight, right? So maybe they gotta do a crotch measurement before and after the event to make sure there's no discrepancy in the data. They say, "Oh, wait, we caught you. You were on something. You were juicing." Maybe that's the approach. I don't know.
Wouldn't a larger member weigh you down? Thus, gravity is working against gravity. I mean that.
See, clearly you failed with the physics.
Yeah.
The way that the jumpers jump, right, and they kind of jump forward and they do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
The crotch, the size of the crotch, being able to help with the angling.
Yeah, and if you fake the size of the crotch, I was just saying, because if you ever watch it, if you watch the scene, like the wind pulls on your material, like your uniform, right? So if it's tight on you, it's not going to pull. It's not going to work like a sail. At least I think that's the concept. So if you have a bigger suit because you say you have a bigger crotch, you have more material that stretches, that serves as like a parachute.
Haven't you seen Mission Impossible? You see how he freaking glides through? It's because he enlarged his crotch.
Yeah,
and now he can go. Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
What do we got coming in at number one, y'all?
So number one, it's the biggest sporting event in the world, maybe in at least in the US, right? We had the Super Bowl that went down this past weekend, with the Seattle Seahawks taking care of business, beating the New England Patriots 29-13 after jumping out to an early lead and never really letting go. The game itself averaged about 124.9 million viewers, making it one of the most watched Super Bowls ever. The halftime show, headlined by Bad Bunny, which was a lot of controversy around that, actually topped the viewership of the game itself, pulling in about 128.2 million viewers, making it one of the most watched Super Bowl performances ever, and also setting social media records with billions of interactions and posts around the Super Bowl halftime show. And we can't talk about the Super Bowl and not talk about the ads themselves. Advertisers dropped about $8 to $10 million for a 30-second spot. And the ads were leaning hard on AI, on tech, on celebrities, and on nostalgia, making the commercials almost as much of a spectacle as the game itself. So, fellas, did you watch the game? Did you watch the Super Bowl? And if you did you pay more attention to the halftime show or did you pay more attention to the ads?
The halftime show. I mean, that's what everyone was talking about. I had to sit in, I had to tune in. I think I watched it a couple of times. I watched it during the game. I watched it later on YouTube. It was a fantastic performance. I think there was a lot of different subtext in there, messages in there, but I think it was a powerful performance, and I think he did his thing. I was in there for the show.
Yeah, I would say I was if I'm gonna rank them, I was in it for the halftime show, then the commercials, then the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
The halftime show, HLS kind of pulled everything that I have towards that piece. Commercials were definitely interesting and funny. There were definitely some that I was like, wow, I can't believe it. Like the Ice commercial. I can't believe Ice had a commercial talking about be nice to people as they're like shooting people down. Like it's like crazy talk to me. And then you had that polar bear. I think that polar bear is what stuck with me the most. The polar bear that had been forced to drink Coke all that time, but really is a Pepsi fan. And had to go get therapy. And I was like, oh my God, this poor polar bear. It's been gaslit its whole life. So I think that was like probably the best commercial out of all of it right there. But for me, it would go Bad Bunny, the commercials, then the game.
Yeah, I tuned into Bad Bunny because I was curious what was going to happen. And not to give him any credit or not give him credit, but I wonder if the president's commentary around that created more of a buzz to it. Then, like, I wonder if it would have pulled in 128 million viewers if he didn't say anything, right? But because of the controversy, like a lot of people tuned in to just like see what this is about or to support, right? And I've seen some videos, some social media posting where like people were because the right had their own like Super Bowl halftime show, I think led by Kid Rock or something like that ran at the same time.
Turning Point. Yep.
Yeah, and then there were people like at the game ignoring the halftime show and jumping on their like smartphone and watching that show instead of watching the actual halftime show at the game itself, which I thought was like that's just weird. But the ad that stuck out to me the most was the because there was a lot of AI, but the funniest one I thought was the Chat GPT and like Claude one, right? For anyone who knows like AI, follows AI, they're like kind of like the two big ones like in the AI world, where like the person was asking for advice and there was a guy pretending to be ChatGPT, and then by the end of it, like he dropped into like throwing out these ads and out there and like to imply that where ChatGPT is going to start spamming people with ads like Google does or whatever. So I thought that was a clever way of doing it. So that was a cool episode. I mean, cool commercial.
All right, so there you have it. This is our 5 cents about last week. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Until next time, peace.